What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the North Shore 9 postgame show powered by Primanti Brothers. I'm Jim. With me today is Tyler. Tyler, Pirates take the series against the Arizona Diamondbacks. 6-0 win. Paul Skenes shoved. Bryan Reynolds showed up. Oneil Cruz showed up. Pham showed up. It was a fun game.
Yeah, it's nice to get an easy win here because it really was an easy win. And that's the way it should be with Paul Skenes on the mound.
Yeah, it was a nice, easy win. I mean, this game was, and especially with Skenes pitching, like you feel pretty good if you can put up a couple of runs, and they were able to get on the board early. And like we'll get into Paul Skenes a lot on this show because this was about as good as I've ever seen his stuff.
Yeah, stuff-wise, he was awesome. Like, it jumps off the page at you, and it always does, but every now and then, like, there's 10 starts or so a year, maybe 5 to 10, where he just looks electric. Today's one of those days. He must have felt really good, and my God, like, he's special, man. He's special.
Yeah. And I think what was cool about this start is like he was pitching in high leverage situations kind of throughout this start, and he stepped up in each and every one of those, and just it was outstanding. So listen, we'll get into all that. If you haven't already, put hashtag raise it in the comments. That's going to get you in the drawing for 2 free Primanti Brothers sandwiches. We're going to give away 4 sandwiches at the end of this show. Again, hashtag raise it in the comments. That will get you into the contest. But before we get into everything, let me tell you all about BetOnline. It continues to be your #1 source for all your sports betting action. And with baseball in full swing and football season around the corner, BetOnline has more ways to stay in on the action with the latest odds, news, and scores, even live in-game betting from MLB, UFC to tennis and NFL futures. BetOnline remains your choice for sports wagering info. In between games, head over to the BetOnline casino with all the top Vegas-style games, including poker and live casino. Head to the website today and take advantage of their industry-leading VIP program with level-up bonuses and weekly cash boosts. BetOnline, the game starts here. All right, so let's get into this one. Like I mentioned before, like the Pirates kind of walked away with this, but that's not to say that the Diamondbacks didn't have their opportunities, because they absolutely did. They had 9 at-bats with runners in scoring position today. Went 0 for 9 in those at bats, and it was really kind of all throughout the entire game. They were close to scoring, but Skenes just shut them down. It started in the first, 1-out walk to Ketel Marte, but then Skenes comes right back with a strikeout of Perdomo, gets Suarez to ground out, and I think this was pretty incredible. I wasn't even aware of this stat beforehand, but 22 starts this season by Paul Skenes. 22 scoreless first innings in those starts.
That is nuts.
It's insane.
That is the hardest part of the lineup every game. He's got a better game plan, or he's just better. He's just flat out better.
The first inning is the only opportunity an opposing manager has to line up his offense exactly the way he wants to against you. And managers have tried to score 22 times against Paul Skenes right off the bat, and he's shut them out every single time. I think that's like, I wasn't aware that I mean, obviously we're aware of how good Paul Skenes is, but that right there is just, it's putting up a 0 in that first inning is huge for just setting the tone throughout the game. And I mean, I'm not surprised by it, but it's still kind of incredible to see. I think Reese Olson did this last year at one point, but I think it's only happened like one other time since like in the last 40 years or so. I need to look up the stat. I saw it at some point, but I looks like I lost it. But this isn't something that normally happens.
No, it's not. And it's like, that's how you know the dude's an ace and one of the best in baseball. Because if you're going into a postseason, that's when you need your dude to shut it down. Like, you go up there, throw up a 0 immediately, or any big game, and you know Paul Skenes is going to do that, and he's done it 22 times in a row. Like, that's an ace. Like, that's why he is who he is. And honestly, it's just because he's better than everybody he faces. He's better than them.
Yeah. And I said there's comments in here like Zach Wheeler's a really good pitcher, but like Zach Wheeler kind of blew up today. And like Skenes just doesn't do that. Like Zach Wheeler's his competition for NL Cy Young right now, and Skenes' ERA is almost a full run better. It's silly. It's absolutely silly what he's doing. And like I said, another comment here, it's like he gets his strikeouts when he needs to, and that's what happened today. Like every time he got runners on in situations that like the Diamondbacks just basically had to put the ball in play to score, they weren't able to do it. And like I said, second inning, strikeout to start the inning, but then McCarthy triples. So you got a 1-out triple. McCann is up, and he starts McCann off with 2 balls, but then comes back, sweeper, change up, strike 1, strike 2, strike 3. Just so many times in this game where he just takes the Diamondbacks out of any situation they're in to score.
Yeah, and you see the mind with it as well. And that's what really does make him special. You see the brain behind it, where he's trying to go out a little bit. Maybe we'll get him swinging, go down 0-1, 0-2, but I know I'm good enough to go after him. I'm just going after an easy strikeout here. So you see him go outer edge, just trying to get him a swing at something, maybe get a call there. And then he just goes back at him like, I guess those aren't going to work. I'll just attack you. I'm better than you still.
And I said that was just the first time that he did that. The very next inning, leadoff double. And so again, in trouble immediately. And this was right after the Pirates took the lead in the second, which we'll talk about the offense. But like right after the Pirates take the lead in the second, Diamondbacks answer leadoff double. Tristan English, his first hit of his major league career. So he gets to say that first major league hit against Paul Skenes. Hey, that's cool. That's kind of cool.
That's cool.
But he doubles, and then you're facing the Diamondbacks top of the lineup, and you get Corbin Carroll strikeout, Marte ground out, Perdomo pop out. So like a great opportunity there for Arizona to get to Skenes, and he just doesn't allow it to happen.
He just does not allow like bad things to stack. So like you get that double, he doesn't allow it to become another single after that or walk another guy. He never allows that. Corbin Carroll is not an easy task here. Whatever, get out of my way. Corbin Carroll, you're done. Let's move on, and then I'm just going to place it wherever I want. And we see a change up down, get a ground ball. He knows what he's doing ahead of time. And I don't know what else to say about the guy, man. Like, he's so good.
It's just special. Like you mentioned, he just you put it a good way there. Like, he doesn't. Every pitcher is going to have like blips where stuff goes wrong. Like you're facing other people, like they're going to beat you every once in a while. But like what he's been able to do, and the only way you're going to have a 1.83 ERA is just by completely limiting the damage when you do allow that type of stuff to happen. And that's what he did all day today. Because I said, then the very next inning, again, the Pirates add on in the third. So he's pitching with a little bit more of a lead, but then he immediately comes back, hits Eugenio Suarez with a hit, with a pitch to lead off the inning. But then he gets a strikeout. And then McCarthy gets him again after the triple in the second. McCarthy doubles in the fourth. You've got runners on second and third now. Tommy Pham made a hell of a play there to get that ball in, also to keep Suarez at third base. Suarez isn't exactly the fastest guy in the world, but Pham did a good job. But again, second and third, 1 out. Diamondbacks down 3. Like, this is an opportunity for them to get back into this game. McCann strikes out. Thomas strikes out. Inning over. Still 3-0 Bucs.
Yeah, and he didn't really do anything special there. Like, we saw him lean on the sweeper a little bit. We didn't see as many splinkers today. changeup, slider, sweeper and four seam as well were primarily his pitches, but he felt those. And it, like, that inning, he wasn't really trying to spot anything. He was just going after dudes. Like, that's a little bit of the pissed off Paul Skenes, where, all right, like, I hit a batter, I gave up a double. Now I'm mad. Now I'm going after dudes. That's where you see that attitude that we saw from Paul Skenes. And look, there's a reason he's the best pitcher in baseball. And when he's done, I'd be surprised if he's not top 5 of all time. And I'd be surprised if he's like not in the top 3. Like, this dude's incredible. Plain and simple, if he stays healthy, if he does this is stupid. This is plain and simple stupid what he is doing. Nobody can do that. People can't do what he does.
No. No, they can't. Just to kind of expand upon that, through 45 career starts, lowest ERA in history since earned run became a statistic in both leagues, which was 1913. Purdy Shupp from 1913 to 1917, Ernie Shore 1914 to 1915, and then it's Paul Skenes 2024 to 2025. He's been the best pitcher in the live ball era to start his career, and like it's not even close at this point. So it's just like you mentioned, it's hard to even keep finding words to describe how good this guy is, because he's doing things that no one alive has ever seen. Again, unless you were alive to see Ferdy Shupp make some spot starts between 1913 and 1917, you've never seen this before.
Well, man,
it's crazy. It's crazy what he's doing.
The only person I know that's been through this is Doug.
Yeah, Doug may have
He's
seen
seen
these
it all.
guys. Yeah, but that's about it. Yeah, absolutely incredible what he's doing. And then after that 4th inning, he settled in. He had an efficient 1, 2, 3, 5th. Had retired the first 2 batters of the 6th. Don Kelly came out for a mound visit where you thought he was maybe taking him out there with 2 outs in the 5th. I think it was at 98 pitches at that point. But he keeps Skenes in, and then he gets the next batter on 1 pitch for a fly out. 99 pitches, 6 innings, 3 hits, 1 walk, 9 strikeouts. Gets the win to go to 6-8. So, his win-loss record is starting to even out a little bit more now. And yeah, season ERA 1.83, just incredible stuff.
Dude, it's almost August.
Yeah, it's July 27th, 1.83 earned run average.
It's stupid. Like, it is. I remember DeGrom doing it, like stupid things like this. This is dumber. This doesn't make sense. It is a grown adult playing little leaguers.
Yeah, it's like
the rest of his team is
Danny
also
Almonte, like Danny Almonte. Yeah, that's what it's like. He's Danny Almonte facing a bunch of 11-year-olds when he's like 16 in the Little League World Series.
What's that movie, Mickey?
I don't know.
I think there was a movie named Mickey, but yeah, same concept. I think it might have been about Danny Almonte. But yeah, that's what it is. Like, he is a grown adult pitching against 8-year-olds. Except the rest of his team is also 8-year-olds. Yep. But they're the bad ones.
Shout out to Lisa for the super chat. Ryan and Doug are at the Hall of Fame induction ceremony right now. So look for the stuff that they're doing. If you're not following Ryan and Doug, make sure you're doing that. I'm sure they're having a great time. I think Parker was just officially inducted like 10 or 15 minutes ago. So that's some pretty cool stuff. But before we move on from Skenes, I just want to highlight just some stuff from him today. The sweeper, 70% whiff rate on it today. Changeup, 71% whiff rate. He had 2 pitches that he threw that often that had a 70% whiff rate. Generated 6 swings and misses on his fastball as well. He was just average exit velocity when they did put the ball in play, 90. Like, weak contact when they hit the ball, and they didn't hit the ball very often against them. It was we've seen him be really good a lot, and today was just another one of those times where you could say this is some of the best we've seen his stuff look. Command wise, he was off a little bit, especially early on. Like, he was throwing a lot of pitches, threw a lot of balls, and that's why like the pitch count got high pretty early on. But as far as the stuff itself, the Diamondbacks just couldn't put the ball in play for the most part, pretty much all game.
Yeah, and that's the cool thing I think we see with Paul Skenes every now and then. We see him go after the strikeout or the swing and miss whenever he needs to, but we also see him try to be more efficient. Like we saw early on, guys get on base, the pitch count started to climb, but then he reeled it in a little bit. Like that 5th, 6th inning, very efficient, got balls in play. He was jumping ahead of hitters. Like you see the brain behind it. With that stuff, again, I'm with you. I'm running out of words to say it. It's stupid. I don't know what else to say about this guy.
It's stupid.
He's so good.
Also, shout out Cyrus for the 10 memberships gifted here in the YouTube chat. Shout out Cyrus. That's awesome. All those people can now use some emojis. So good stuff. Giving back after a solid week of Pirates baseball, like you mentioned. So yeah, I mean, it was masterful. It was masterful. And like I said, this is a good Diamondbacks offense that he did this against. This isn't a bunch of scrubs. He didn't face a team of Pittsburgh Pirates players. He faced Corbin Carroll, who has an 857 OPS, Ketel Marte, OPS in the 900s, Perdomo OPS in the 8. Like, all these guys have OPSs 800 or higher. Like, there's 6 players in this Diamondbacks lineup who would be like the best hitter on the Pirates team, and he shut them down.
Yeah, I mean, and like if they don't have an over 800 OPS right now, they did before the game.
Yeah,
that's how good he is. But yeah, I mean, like he can go after whoever he wants. We've seen it with Ohtani. We've seen him go head to head with him. We've seen him with Judge. He's better than every hitter you've seen. On the mound, he is better than them at the plate. That's how good this guy is.
He's the best pitcher in Major League Baseball, and if you say otherwise, you can just argue with a wall.
He's the best I've ever seen in my life.
Like he's the best. He's the best I've seen. So
I'm 31. He is the best I've ever seen.
Yep. Thanks to Matthew with a super chat. Appreciate that. All right, so let's talk about the offense, because I thought the offense today, they did what they needed to. We've been clamoring for Bryan Reynolds to finally step up and perform, and he had a really good game today. Oneil Cruz, great game, showcased his athleticism, showcased his skills and how he can just, be a game changer. And then Tommy Pham continues to be, the most consistent Pirates hitter over the last 2 months with a 2-hit performance. But just kind of diving into this second inning, the Pirates started things off. Oneil Cruz with a walk. He started stealing second, broke on the pitch. Pham singles to left center field. Pretty, difficult play. I think Alec Thomas was out there in center. But Oneil Cruz scores from first on a single. Again, Oneil Cruz scores from first on a single where, like, the defense did everything correct. Arizona did nothing wrong here. Thomas got to the ball. He threw it in, and Oneil Cruz scored from first without a throw.
He was off on the pitch, like you mentioned, but that's what he does. Like, that's whenever I say that Oneil Cruz is a game changer, and when he's right, he changes baseball games. That's what you're talking about. Not many guys can hit a single, and then it turns into basically a double no matter what. He is getting to second base. Nobody can hit the ball he hits the ball 130 miles an hour, basically. Nobody does that.
No. And I know people get frustrated because people talk about the stuff that he does, and like, he's a StatCast darling. Like, when he makes contact with that baseball, he does things that you don't see anyone else do. You really want to see just more consistency out of him, because when he is doing those things like today, you can see how impactful he is to a baseball game, because that was the first time he impacted today's game. And that was just getting on base via a walk and running. But then in the third inning, IKF leads off with a base hit. Bryan Reynolds then again comes through, big time double, expands the Pirates' lead to 2. But then you've got runner on third because he advances on the throw, and then Oneil Cruz base hit, and I think he hit that single 113 miles an hour. But again, it was just like it looked like he just stuck his bat out there. The ball goes 111.6 on that RBI single. It's the hardest hit ball of the day. Gives the Pirates a 3-0 lead.
Yeah, and I'm trying to pull something up real quick here. Just give me 1 second. Trying to see exactly So, in my opinion, I feel like Oneil Cruz has been a different person, and not just baseball player, a different person since that All-Star break.
Okay.
Like, it almost feels like he got that attention, and he had everyone around him he had dudes around him that know how to do it. And maybe something clicked there, and maybe I'm speaking ahead of time, and it's only been a week or 2 since then. But I feel like maybe he's locked in a little more because I feel like the effort's been a lot better for Oneil Cruz lately. Like, I don't see those lapses as often. Maybe it's just after this good game, but in my head at least, I can't remember the last lapse of his until before the All-Star break.
Yeah. I'll say this, since the All-Star break, and this is going into today, so these numbers are only better. His strikeouts are down, striking out 24.2% of the time. He's 5 for 5 on stolen bases. Weighted runs created plus of 114 going into today, OPS of 820. And like I said, that just got better today because today he went 2 for 3 with a walk. So, yeah, I mean, you're looking at like he has had a really good second half of the season if you're counting the All-Star break as that midway point, which it's a little bit over halfway. But if you want to kind of split the season in half, since that All-Star break, yeah, he's been playing pretty good baseball. And the strikeouts are down, getting on base, creating havoc, playing good defense too. Like I feel like he's been a lot better out there in center field lately.
I think that's like maybe where I don't see the lapses. Like you don't see him jogging to a baseball right now.
He's throwing to the right base too.
Right.
And I do agree with you. He does seem to be hustling more. Like he seems to be in it more.
Like he's way more engaged, I think.
Yep. I agree. 100%. But that was, like I said, 3-0 there in the third. And like I said, when you give Paul Skenes 3 runs, game's pretty much over. They said it on the broadcast. When the Pirates score 3 or more runs for Paul Skenes, they're 13-0. Now we can talk about how the Pirates have only scored 3 or more runs for Paul Skenes 13 times in 44 attempts. But when the Pirates give Paul Skenes 3 or more runs, they win the baseball game. So at this point, it's 3-0 after 3. You're feeling pretty good. And then the Pirates they just kind of keep chipping away. Bottom of the 6th, Bryan Reynolds hit by a pitch, and then Oneil Cruz with an RBI double. I think they could have rolled this one a triple. Anyways, I think he would have been a third with the throw. But Oneil Cruz, RBI double, 4-0 Pirates. And again, just that Reynolds Cruz combo today. I've been extra hard on Bryan Reynolds here, especially in the last probably month or two, where like he has to be better. This team is not going. There is no path forward for this team to be successful. And I mean, even in the future, there is no path forward for this team to be successful if Bryan Reynolds doesn't rebound to be the type of hitter that he was prior to this season. If Bryan Reynolds is this going forward, the Pirates are not going to be successful. There's too much money tied up into him. And he plays a position where like they need something out of that position. If he's this guy, they're not going to have success. He needs to go back to the guy he was before. So games like this, I mean, it's only one game, but it's encouraging to see. This is what you need to see out of Bryan Reynolds and Oneil Cruz going forward. Because if the Pirates want to be successful, we're going into this trade deadline. There's going to be a lot of emphasis put on, can they make this team better in 2026? Bryan Reynolds is a huge, huge piece of that.
First off, that was a triple. Like, that's stupid. That's not a double.
Yeah.
That was a triple. But to go back to, I think you were on last night with Nardo. And you mentioned Bryan Reynolds' win probability added, and it being the lowest in Major League Baseball. Bryan Reynolds is a big part on why this team is not good this year. He's a major point of why they are 18 games below 500. We all love him. We all believe in him. I think there's a lot more with him. I think he's a really good baseball player. He's an above average ball player that should be putting a 110 to 120 weighted runs created plus every single year. Shouldn't have to worry about him. Pencil him in the lineup every day. Be done with him. He's a big reason why they're this bad, because he has been atrocious. So yeah, like we keep saying it though, like going back to June, it was Bryan Reynolds is turning it on and then he shuts it off. He's got to figure this out. And today, he had a good day today. He's got to do this over a period of time. Like, he's got to figure this out. Or else, if Bryan Reynolds continues to be this bad, you're going to have questions going next year. Bryan Reynolds has to figure this out right now.
Yeah, you want to feel comfortable going into next year with Bryan Reynolds as your starting right fielder. I don't think like there are a lot of holes and issues that need to be addressed from now until opening day 2026. You want to feel good about Bryan Reynolds, because if you don't, that's just a whole other thing that you need to worry about. And like we went into this offseason not feeling good about certain players, and things didn't get addressed, and now we're seeing the implications of not addressing those issues. Bryan Reynolds can't be an issue going into next year. So yeah, these are a big 2 months for Bryan Reynolds. Like, he needs to finish this year showing us that he's the same type of hitter that you need him to be. So today was good. Today was good.
Yeah. And again, he's got to expand it over a month or two. And we've seen him do it. You got to do it, man. Or else we might be looking at some ugly stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. No, that's it. I don't believe there's a path for this team to have success with Bryan Reynolds hitting like this.
No, there's not.
So Pirates add on again in the 8th. Nick Gonzalez with a base hit. Tommy Pham is continuing to hit, ground rule double. And then Brian Hayes gets in on the action with an RBI single that scores 2 runs. Hey, even Jack Swinski got a hit. Raised his batting average to over 100, Tyler.
Woohoo, 6-0.
Now
a
hitting
6-0 league, Jack Swinski gets a hit.
Yep. But yeah, I mean, this was a great game. This was a great game. Like, if you wanted just kind of like a nice, chill Sunday afternoon watching baseball, this was a great game to just sit down and watch, because, like I said, timely hitting, excellent pitching. Caleb Ferguson came in, got a scoreless 7th. Carmen Mlodzinski looked great out of the bullpen, struck out 4 batters in his 2 innings. Like I said, he's been just a completely different person since joining the bullpen, kind of like how we've been saying this entire time. He's a reliever and he's a good one, and he could be useful in there. He's proven to be a good reliever.
Yeah, I did want to touch on Mlodzinski today. He was awesome. He looked really good today. I think the location looked really good. We saw him spot the curveball well. 4 strikeouts in 2 innings. He did give up 2 hits, but I mean, you're going to do that. He was good. He was flat out good.
Yep.
And also Ferguson, I know I kind of poo-pooed him a couple times, and I shouldn't have, but it's nice to see him bounce back a little more.
Yeah, he had that one like really rough outing that kind of inflated his ERA.
Yeah.
He gave up 4 runs against the White Sox on the 19th. I mean, outside that, he's been fine. He gave up 2 runs to Detroit, the outing. So like, it was just that like 2 outing stretch. But like, outside that, he's been really, really good this season. Yeah. So there's going to be some teams who want to add Caleb Ferguson to their bullpen for sure.
Yeah, but bullpen wise, really good. Pitching, like you said, you don't give up 0 runs without being really good.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, it was an outstanding pitching performance all around. Someone in the comments mentioned earlier, like, the Pirates did not give up an earned run this entire series. The only run that scored was in extra innings when they started on second base. And that run scored without giving up a hit.
Damn.
3 games against the Diamondbacks, the pitchers gave up 0 runs except for the guy starting on second in the 11th inning.
Damn.
Yeah, good stuff. Anyways,
Good job,
put in your
commenter.
hashtag raise
I
it.
mean, man.
Put
good
in your
stat there.
hashtag raise it. Yeah, that's a pretty cool stat. Also, the Pirates win their season series against the Diamondbacks. They hadn't done that, I think, since 2016, 2017, somewhere in that area.
I think you said 2016 earlier.
Yeah, it's been a while. So that's cool. They go to 44-62. Like I said, get your hashtag race hits in because I don't know. It's time to give away sandwiches. I feel like
It's
we covered
time.
everything. Yeah.
Maybe my dad can win tonight.
Gotta keep it in the family there. Yep.
Got to.
All right, guys. Yeah, put your hashtag raises in. We've got 87 entries. Let's get that number up a little bit. Those are rookie numbers.
Gotta bump
I know
them
it's
up.
a Sunday, so people are out doing stuff. But 6-0 win tomorrow. While you're getting those hashtag raises in, we'll have a new episode of Bucko Brew tomorrow morning. And then I believe the Pirates have they go to the West Coast tomorrow. So late night game, 9:45 p.m. in San Francisco. So we will be on late tomorrow night as well. And then again, it's trade deadline week. So expect us to have some maybe emergency podcasts between now and then. So yeah, should be a fun, active week. So make sure you come back. But let's go ahead and draw to give away some sandwiches. Good luck. Winner number 1, 2 Primanti Brother sandwiches going to Mike Giuliano. Mike, congratulations. Congratulations. I remember meeting Mike at the tailgate. Good dude. He watches us religiously. So
love that.
Congrats, Mike. Make sure you email us or DM us your email address.
Yeah.
Make sure you DM us your email address associated with your Primanti Brothers app, Primanti Brothers account, and we'll get those sandwiches over to you. So congrats, Mike. Winner number 2. Drum roll. Howard. There you go. Congrats, Howard. Winner of 2 free Primanti Brothers sandwiches. Again, just contact us. Let us know what your email address is associated with your Primanti Brothers account, and we'll get those loaded in there for you. All right, Tyler. Series win. It was a good week. I mean, that's it. They faced the Tigers and the Diamondbacks, and they went 5-1 this week.
Yeah, and I mean, like, might have been the last week we saw this group playing together, so good to end on a good note. Starting to see some of the guys that might continue to be here start to push forward, so moving in the right direction. Mitch Keller is the scheduled starter for tomorrow. Is this Mitch Keller's last start as a Pirate, Tyler? Yes or no? He's not going anywhere.
All right. Saying no. You know what? I'm going to say yes. Ben, in his press conference today, kind of seemed like he has no idea what he's doing. So I have a feeling he's just going to do something stupid.
I'm going to lose my mind.
For something
remember this
that
positive Tyler tonight?
Very
not happening next week.
All right. Bucs hit the road. We all know how good they are on the road. So hopefully we can give away more sandwiches in the days to come. But appreciate everybody in the chat. Appreciate you watching or listening after this. Like the video, subscribe to the page, leave a review, tell a friend about us, all that good stuff. But that's all I got. Pirates won 6-0.
Also there, Jim. Pay attention to our Twitter, YouTube, everything next week because emergency podcasts might be popping up.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, make sure you're on your toes. Hit the notification bell.
Yes.
Notification bell will tell you every time we're live. So yeah, we'll have some emergency podcasts anytime something happens that is deserving of an emergency podcast. Like, I don't know, a Mitch Keller trade or David Bednar trade, one of the two.
Or Tommy Pham trade.
Things. Tommy Pham trade. Yeah, there's going to be some trades. There's going to be some trades. All right, guys. Appreciate you all. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. We'll be back tomorrow. Peace out.
Peace out, Scouts.
All right, that wraps up this episode of North Shore 9. Thanks so much for tuning in, whether you're listening on the podcast or catching us on YouTube. If you enjoyed the show, please give this video a thumbs up and don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. It really helps us grow. And if you're listening on the podcast, a quick review goes a long way in helping others find the show. Plus, be sure to tell a friend about us. There's always room for more here in the NS9 community. And for those looking to support us a little more, consider joining our Patreon, become an MVP member, and get exclusive perks while helping us continue to bring you more of the Pirates content you love. Thanks again for all your support, and let's go Bucs.